So on Saturday, Kenneth and I got e-bikes, and they are the best thing ever made. We went to Palmer Motorsports in Denver, and he actually had two. And Kenneth got the black specialized Levo, and I got the clay colored, which is kind of a purplish color if you look at it just right. So I'm kind of excited about that. I can decorate them both up. I'm going to put lime green things on his to match his Jeep, and I'm going to do
That
mine with
happened to
pink
me
and
when I was
purple.
riding with Tara. I said it's like having the card in your spokes as a kid. Makes the motor sound.
So Saturday, when we did get them, it was kind of late by the time we got home. So we went to the local greenway and rode around for a little bit just to get used to the bikes and figure out what we were doing and how they work exactly. Plus, we just couldn't wait to ride. On Sunday, we ended up we pulled the bikes into the living room, and seriously, it was like Christmas morning. Like, I walk out of the bedroom and I see the bikes in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Um, so I was super excited, but we set the sag on them, did a little bit of other adjustments, and then kind of sort of started researching where we wanted to go ride because of the local hurricane that we just had. Couldn't really ride a lot of places; they were closed, trees were down, so we um, sorted out where we were going to go, and we decided to go to Zack's Fork Trail in Lenoir. So we went there first and we rode that. And actually, I already made a little short video about that trip. And that was a great trail. You can see that video and see about it. But when we finished, it was still light outside. We weren't really done riding. We wanted to do more riding. So we ended up going to the Hickory City Trails in the Lake Hickory area. And we loved that. It was really fun. But we started on the easy trails, which that's what this first section is. And that was awesome.
That
If
was
I would
kind
have
of
known
fun.
it was as easy as it was,
I said that was kind of fun.
if I
Yeah.
would have known it was as easy as it was, I would have went a little bit faster. But I wasn't sure if there was anything that was going to give me trouble or that would be more difficult. And I would rather be at a little bit slower pace so that I could, do whatever I needed to with my bike because I'm still trying to get used to everything and figure out the controls and the gears and the brakes and everything. So this is only the second day of having the e-bikes, and I've only had my hardtail for 2 weeks. So,
Oh my gosh.
like I said in my other one, just give me a little bit of grace.
Well, I thought I had too much speed, but I was good.
Um, so when we started, like I said, we did these easy trails first. I actually, sadness, I didn't anticipate us riding for this long a period of time. So my GoPro battery died while we were on the harder trail, the Broyhill Trail. Um, I only got like a little bit of it, the little first section of it, and not a lot. This is actually part of it right now, the first part of it, I think. Um, so I didn't get a lot on the more challenging trail. It was mostly on the easy trail that I got, and then, like I said, only part of the harder trail because then my GoPro died. But we started on the easy trails, like I said, and then Kenneth can never be satisfied with that. He's like, "You're tough. You race dirt bikes. You can go on this other trail." So off we go. And I figured, well, I do have an e-bike, so I can make it on most things. I know our buddy had just posted that he had went on this same trail this day and was talking about that it had some challenging downhills, which are my nemesis. Downhills are just, I need to get over my fear, but I'm so fearful of downhills. And then he said, it had a creek crossing.
I just held my breath. I mean, it was wide. It was just like, well, I think I was going so fast. I was across it before I had time to think about it.
I was a little bit nervous going across that little wooden bridge. It was wide enough, but I wasn't
I was
sure.
trying to avoid what you did, but then I hit the rock but it went over it.
So I figured, whatever, we'll just go do it, and I will try my best at the Broy Hill Trail. And if I get to something too tough, I'll just get off and walk my bike. There were two downhills that I was a little bit nervous about. Like there was one that had some roots going down and um, had like a little drop off at the bottom of it, and I definitely walked down it. And then there was another that was just really downhill that I didn't feel comfortable on, and I just walked my bike a little bit down that section as well. Um, Once again, I don't really think that I would have been
Yeah, I hadn't
successful at
figured
this
that out yet.
trail had I
I
not
mean, I
had
know
the
it's
e bike
there, but
because there was just a lot of the uphills had roots on it, and I would have to pedal and get around obstacles, and I'm just not quite there yet. So I feel like with the uphill steepness of this, that I would have really struggled if I would have been on my hardtail. The thing is, though, I still kept it mostly in the lowest setting in a higher gear, so it's still getting a really good workout. Just I didn't have to, I didn't have to struggle so much with a lot of what was going on, the uphills and everything together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um, I didn't have much trouble. I mostly made it. Like I said, I got off for two of those areas, but other than that, it was good. It was definitely a workout, though. I mean, if you can hear me, I don't know if you can hear over the talking, but I'm breathing heavy. It's a good workout. I know a lot of times people call it cheating, or they're like, "Oh, you're cheating." And the thing is, if you enjoy something, you're going to do it more. And if right now my riding is not such that I can get to some of these harder trails to challenge me to get better at it, then I'm not racing against anybody else. So I'm not in a race. So I'm not cheating. And I'm still getting a great workout. And like Kenneth was saying, if you do it more, like if I ride this for 2 hours, I'm going to be better prepared for my dirt bike race where I might not be able to ride for 2 hours on my hardtail because my endurance might not be there yet. And every little bit helps. I mean, if you're doing something, if you're out of the house, you're doing more than the people who are not. So I just always say, if you are enjoying it, then you're going to do it more. And so I don't consider it cheating at all. And I think they're just jealous that they don't have an e bike. So this is almost the end of what that I was
oh, not
able
in my
to
head. Not
be
in my
able to
head.
video. You can
Oh,
see this is kind of challenging. I
that
mean,
hurt.
these rocks, and I kind of slipped my pedal there. But with the e-bike, I just was able to
I
kick
dropped
my
off in
pedal
that rock.
in. I'll wait till I'm like not struggling. You can hear me. I'm like really struggling. But I
So
was
what did
able
you
to
say
like
back there?
kick my pedal up, and the bike was able to go on its own. So it definitely helped. But that was challenging. I mean, some of this section got a little bit nervous. I was nervous on some of it, just because I was struggling so much on this, and it was kind of narrow, and the rocks were there, and you had to take a certain line. So I was definitely thankful that I did have my e-bike and that I was able to do, because I know GoPros are deceiving, but this was up and rocks, and it would have been hard. I remember we've done this years ago. I was in much better shape then, but I ended up walking a lot of it, and everybody had to wait on me, and that was just not as much fun as this was. So these little stair steps gave me a little trouble, but I did end up rolling off of them. I was pretty proud of myself for that. I wasn't sure if I was able to make it, but I did.
Yeah.
And so next time I'll be able to roll them a little bit at a faster pace instead of stopping before I get to them.